find Bigfoot. Saudi Arabia sucks, and so did the pay-per-view. And cheers to beers. Here's an old guy.
Yo, monkeys, it's me. It's DDP. That's right, Diamond Dallas Page, the king of bada bing, the master of the diamond cutter, the three-time world champion, WWE Hall of Famer, and founder and CEO of DDP Yoga. And baby, it is time. It is time for the Towers of Powers, the men of the hour. I'm talking about my main men, the men with the plan. I'm talking about Whisky Pro and the Brews, baby. And we're bringing you the best in beerskis and whiskeys from the greatest city in the world, Dallas, Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys. Now, can you dig that, baby? These guys are going to make you boys feel the bang. And that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing.
Episode number, who's counting?
I can't remember anymore.
I think it's 8, I think.
Actually, let me double check.
It might be.
Top videos. Yeah, this is number 8, bro.
Awesome. See, I could do that again if I tried. So yeah, we've been gone for like 3 weeks. I think 1 week you were sick, and then the next week I was sick, and then
it's so much thing going around, just all over the place, bro.
Dude, it's been crazy. We were talking before the show, and I've having my health issues, and I know you're not feeling 100% tonight with what you got going on, but it's nuts, man.
Yeah, the last video was 3 weeks ago, man.
Oh, jeez.
October 17th.
Damn. Well, it's good to be back. We have a lot to cover. But before we do, I'm thinking about it. Not this weekend because we've got all 4 kids. But soon I got to get with you because I have a Christmas present for you.
No.
Yes. I went to Total Wine & More, and I have a Christmas present for you.
I gotta tell you about that too. But go ahead, my bad.
But before we jump into any wrestling, anything like that, got to talk about this Fiesta Fresca. I say that right? I think so. Denton County Brewing Company.
Oh, is that their Margarita one?
Yes.
Dude, that's fucking phenomenal, man.
So it's pretty good. Sam loves it. And I got to say this, and I haven't been back yet, so I don't know if they still have any on the shelves, but RIP. Long time coming is no more.
For this year.
So
they cycle them back. It'll be different variations. It's not going to be what you're familiar with next year when they bring it back, but it'll be something better than the orange mango, man. Trust.
So, but yeah, I was a little upset to see that the screen up there, they full halfway, quarter of the way empty, and it was on red, and I was sad.
Dude, so. that reminds me how I was when Night Witch went away last year. Because Night Witch was similar to Long Time Coming. It was their seasonal stout for like the fall, and they have it right now in regular and barrel age. And Augustine members, their 4-pack for November is the barrel age Night Witch, and we're gonna go pick it up this weekend.
Jeez.
Yeah.
But where I was going with all this, and this is totally random, and I can already see what kind of night this is going to be because my mind is like, ooh, butterfly. Like I said, we've got a lot to get into. We've been gone for 3 weeks. Before the show, before I got on here, before I sent you the invite, I was watching a Netflix special. I've always kind of been a Sly guy, Sylvester Stallone. If you don't know who Sly is, he has a documentary out, and I'm roughly 16 minutes and 7 seconds, but who's counting into the show? And I can already tell you that I'm loving it. It's very calm. It's very, sly, right?
Wait, is it the documentary or is it the reality show that he has on Peacock?
It's the documentary. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
And it's basically about his entire life. And within 15 minutes, I already resonated with the guy because some of the things that he went through early on in his childhood, I'm like, I know what that was like, dude.
Really?
So, yeah.
I didn't realize that Stallone had a documentary. I knew Arnold did, but I didn't realize Stallone did.
It really just kind of, I don't want to say gave me a new perspective on him, but it just rebirthed that whole, sly thing that I liked about him, right? It puts it in a different light. So if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. Like I said, I'm only 16 minutes and 7 seconds in, but who's counting? Into the show.
What's the name of it?
Sly, SLY. It's literally about his entire life from start to finish, or from start to now.
There it is. All right, I'm adding it now, man.
So, but yeah, man, what have you been up to?
Absolutely nothing, man. Hanging out with the kids, gaming, hanging out with the missus. That's roughly about it, man. I haven't been able to fucking work for about a week.
Oof. I don't know if y'all can see that if it'll focus. But yeah,
dude, I remember having that right when they tapped it at the brewery, man. That shit was phenomenal.
But so I was gonna do another one. The missus tonight picked this one out for me because she doesn't want me having a Monster beer after I drink Monster all day at work.
How were those, man? I see them all the time at Total Wine, and I'm like, I'm very scared.
So I drink the sugar-free Monsters.
Right.
So I got
the white ones?
The white ones, right? I got 2 of the white ones. They have a peach one and they have the green one. Now, my favorite flavor is the green one. That's to me, that's the best.
Right.
And we're talking just regular straight Monster right now.
Right.
Not the beer. I drink the white ones though, because it's kind of my way of being able to have a Monster every day and nobody talking to me about it. The sugar-free ones. And then the peach one.
You should look into the purple ones. Because the white ones still have a little sugar, I think.
I tried the purple ones. I don't like them.
Oh, really?
No. And then the peach ones the peach ones are pretty good. As far as the beer Monster goes, I've had the white one. Tastes nothing like the white Monster. So get that out of your head. It's gone.
I didn't realize they had a white one. I've only seen the green one and the blue one. Did
you ever have Locos?
Fuck yeah, dude. Little powder. Yeah.
No.
What do you mean no?
The Loco beer. There was a malt liquor beer called Loco.
No, growing up, it would be a Loco scene. It was like this fucking powder energy thing that little kid. Oh my god, you remember Jolt?
Mm-hmm.
Way back then. Okay, this powder, this Locos powder, it had like a chicken on it for some odd reason. Man, it was worse than Jolt.
Well, Loco was basically a malt beer. It was called Four Loco malt beverage.
Okay.
Four Loco. And anyways, that was kind of the start of the energy drink / beer. And I know at one point they got into some major trouble because kids were getting hold of it. But it's, to me, maybe my taste buds are off. I don't know, but it tastes like malt liquor. That's what the white Monster beer tastes like. It's just pure malt liquor. Again,
brown bag, bro.
Understand who you're talking to. My palate's probably just not ready for it. I don't know. I mean, it's Monster, it's beer, and it tasted like malt liquor to me.
I'm afraid that I would not be able to handle it just from the sugar standpoint.
I gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know if you open up your regular green can and that's like 60-70 grams of sugar alone.
Oh, dude, it's insane.
Not even counting the carbs. It's like the fucking sugar. So I don't even know how the hell they would even balance that with the alcohol one. You know what I mean?
Well, anybody that knows me for any length amount of time, there's a handful of things that I can't go without. It's cheese, it's bacon, it's Monster. and chocolate. Those are my weaknesses. And I kind of had a come to Jesus meeting. The first time when I bought my Chevy truck, I was up to, I think, like 4 monsters a day. And I don't drink the small cans. I drink the big ones because I
The
dip.
ones with the screw cap?
Yep.
Yep.
Those are the ones I like because I dip and those are good spitters and that's what I like to have. So those were and I was up to 4 a day and I was at the dealership buying my truck. And the guy looked at me at one point and he goes, "Man, are you okay? Because your hands are shaking." And I looked down and my hands were just doing like this. I was like, okay, it's time to cut back.
Well, yeah, especially considering it says on those fucking big ass cans no more than like 1 or 2. Damn. 4 days.
Yeah. So that was kind of my wake up moment. So I dialed it way back. If you know anything about me, again, I go big or go home, right? So I was all in on the monster, but I go to 1 a day and it's the first thing I grab in the morning. It's a sugar-free one. And by the time I get to work, it's already down. So, and then after that, honestly, they supply us with bottled water right there. And inside desk job, I just go to the fridge and get me water all day. That's all I drink.
Nice.
So
I haven't had an energy drink in almost a month, bro.
Dude, I'm afraid to tell my doctor that I drink them because I know if I do, I'm gonna never hear the end of it.
You see, all right, I'm trying to think how to word this where it's not TMI. It would upset my stomach a little bit.
Okay, fair enough.
Think like if someone not used to coffee, it'd be like 5, 6, 7 cups of coffee, and then you're like you're gone.
So what you're saying is it would basically be like your colon would turn into Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I got a fun dad joke for you, by the way, speaking of Forrest Gump.
Dude, cramps though too, man. Dude, I was in so much fucking pain. Like fucking I've never had one, but it's what I would imagine like a kidney stone would feel like.
Oh, kidney stones suck.
Fucking hurt, man.
Kidney stones suck.
So I cut out all energy drinks.
I've had one in my life, and luckily it was a tiny one. It was a very small one, but it was bad. But they say that women will never know how painful it is to pee out a kidney stone.
Well, these days, I'm sure you can find someone.
I got no reaction over there. I was waiting for something. Nothing.
No, I'm gonna be nice.
So, all right. I guess we ought to talk about some wrestling, and I'm gonna let you go first because I have quite the rant. And before we start, yes, I stole a lot of this from Bubba Ray, but some of this is actually my own thoughts. Go.
All right.
And while you're doing that, I'm gonna.
Cool. Well, I mean, shit, I don't even know where to begin, bro. I really did not like Crown Jewel whatsoever. I know you and I had kind of talked on the phone, and you're like, yeah, the Cody Rhodes one was kind of decent. To me, it really wasn't. I'm trying to bring it up now. I have fucking Survivor Series now stuck on here. That's something I'm really looking for, though, too.
Fun fact: there are rumors fluttering that a certain legend killer might be making his return.
Oh,
so
well, there's also those rumors about CM Punk returning then too, because it's in Chicago, isn't it? I want to say Survivor Series is in Chicago because they were making that whole big deal about it. Yeah, Rosemont, dude.
CM Punk is not
All-State Arena.
I will put my life on the line. CM Punk is not coming to WWE in Survivor Series. It's not happening.
You don't think?
No. They don't have any room for him. You have LA Knight, you have Roman Reigns, you have Cody Rhodes, you have Judgment Day, you have Sami Zayn, you have Kevin Owens, you have the New Day. You have a plethora of people with everybody has a storyline. Now, Drew McIntyre supposedly's contract is either up or is about to be up. So that would, if he doesn't renew it, then that would make room for Cody, for CM Punk. But again, who's he going to fight? There's nobody. You can't point out anybody that is he going to come back and fight the Miz?
Okay. Oh, I'm glad you brought him up because while we're talking about having nobody to wrestle, guess who he's wrestling at Survivor Series?
Who?
Gunther. Could Gunther not defend the IC against anybody else? You have to put him against the Miz.
I'm okay with that.
Why? It's a squash match, bro.
No, it's not. The Miz is an established superstar who has headlined WrestleMania, who has won multiple titles,
right?
Who can carry himself up against. I'll put the Miz against anybody, and I can't believe I'm saying this, and I should shoot myself in the foot for saying this, but I'm going to say it anyways. I'll put Miz up against Paul Heyman on the mic.
Yes, I'll say this. Absolutely. When I say it's a squash match, it makes no sense to me. The fact that we already know Gunther's not going to drop the title to the Miz. Miz loses. What does that really do for Gunther's already over with everybody?
Because
it's an Austin Theory, John Cena type.
I don't know if I agree with that. Now, does Miz lose? Probably. My guess is yes. I think they're saving the Gunther thing for WrestleMania.
For him to lose?
Yeah.
But he doesn't really have anybody else to get in there with.
Not yet. But there are 3 guys that are kind of lined up, and I'm waiting for the Alpha Academy to break up because that's coming down the chute, I think.
Okay, so 3. So obviously Chad Gable. You think Orton?
Okay, 4. I think Chad Gable, Otis. I cannot remember the guy's name, but the big guy that's like Otis, black hair, beard.
Oh,
built just like Otis is.
Yeah.
I can't for the life of me remember his name right now, but I think one of those 3 guys.
Bronson.
Damn it.
Reed?
Is it Bronson Reed?
Bronson Reed. Yes, Bronson Reed.
Okay, so Bronson Reed, Otis, Chad Gable, or possibly even Randy Orton. Now, I've said this before, and I've said this 100 times. Chad Gable is the second coming of Kurt Angle. If he is given the right story time or the right story at the right time, he's gonna really make a splash. Otis.
Okay.
Look, I love Otis, but he's comedy relief. I'm sorry. He's a good wrestler, but
that's my point. That's exactly my point. Why put Gunther in with the Miz?
Because
Survivor Series is one of your 4 flag. In fact, it's the second fucking flagship show ever.
Okay, so
WrestleMania, Survivor Series, then was SummerSlam or Royal Rumble, and then SummerSlam, I believe. This is the time that you need to start setting up for Royal Rumble because that's the last leg of the race.
Hear me out on this. The Miz versus Gunther, we all know that Miz is going to slay whoever he gets on the mic with. He's going to embarrass Gunther, and that's going to piss him off. Right? Again, Miz is an established superstar. He's been there. He's done that. He's got the T-shirt twice. So if anybody can do it right now, he can do it. Now, Gunther's probably going to win. It's like an 85% chance Gunther's going to win to me. I think there's a small hope, and it's not just me as a fan. I think there's a small hope that maybe, given the right story, maybe Miz wins. Maybe Miz wins, and then the next night or on Monday Night Raw, Gunther does the rematch clause and wins it back. We don't know. WWE's done crazier things.
Has he already broken the record?
Oh, yeah, he smashed the record a long time ago.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he smashed it a long time ago. It's been like a month or so since he broke it.
Okay.
So, yeah, the record's broke.
We'll see. And that's the thing, though. They're going to have someone significant. We already know Miz is not going to win. Only because they're not going to have this streak broke unless it's someone really, really significant. Does that make sense? Think Undertaker streak. There's a reason that Roman Reigns hasn't lost in so long. There's a reason they're allowing Gunther to last so long. It's going to have to be a top echelon kind of guy to really do it. And I love the Miz. You know I love the Miz. I don't see that happening.
I can see it happening. I want to see it happen. Will it happen? Probably not.
If anyone was to dethrone Gunther, I would say LA Knight.
Otis.
Otis? Really?
Otis. Absolutely. 100%, baby.
I don't see I don't see him being the face, though.
Give me Otis give me Otis in the black trunks and that bow tie and doing the backwards worm, baby. I'm here for it. I can't help it, man. I could sing Otis's praises all night long. And he's a big guy and he moves gracefully for his size.
Yeah.
So wow. That's a lot of man. But so your thoughts on Saudi Arabia, Crown Jewel? Not a fan.
A score 1 to 10, I give it a 0.5.
Okay.
I don't even give it a 1, man. I struggled to finish it.
Fair.
And I finished it because I knew we were doing this show. I'm like, dude, end it already. So the only one that I really enjoyed, I would say, would be the Rhea Ripley match. That was kind of fun. That was decent. I would say if there was anything significant about that event, that would be it.
I'll be really honest. A lot of times when I'm at home watching wrestling and when the women's division comes on, I kind of just have it on in the background. I'll be on my phone or talking to Sam or, the kid will come in here. And so I didn't really watch the show or the women's division fight. I kind of skimmed through it. So I can't really have an opinion on that. But there are two matches that I really want to kind of touch on. I've made it very clear in the last couple of shows that while I respect and I like Rey Mysterio, here lately, I just can't buy into his character. Understand that his character he plays in WWE, not the person.
Right.
His storylines are just kind of meh to me. And I don't necessarily think that's his fault. It's creative. They don't really have anywhere to go with him right now. Logan Paul
drop the title to Logan, though. Come on.
I was a little upset with that, but again, you got to remember a lot of these, and especially guys like Rey Mysterio, they get to call those shots. And I got to give hats off and give credit where credit is due. I can't stand Logan Paul, Jake Paul. I don't like any of them. I can't stand them. But Logan Paul, I am telling you now, was born to wrestle. And I mean that. It's not being sarcastic. He was born to do this. Go back, watch that match. There's a spot in the match where Rey Mysterio jumps off the middle rope, does a backflip. Now, you could argue Logan was in the wrong spot. Maybe Rey didn't push off the way he was supposed to. Accidents happen in the ring all the time. It's live. You can't choreograph every single step, every single move.
Right.
Logan Paul saved Rey Mysterio's ass, plain and simple. I mean, he looked like a veteran doing that. That was, I can't believe I'm saying this. That was some Undertaker shit, because what's the number one rule when you're in the wrestling ring? Protect your opponent. And he did just that. And like when I saw that, my mind was blown. I was like, holy shit, this kid.
I would have to rewatch it.
I think it was toward the end of the match. I could be wrong on that. And if I am, so be it. But I think it was like maybe end of the match is when he jumped off the middle of the rope, and Logan, he caught him. And it was a mishap. And luckily, Ray didn't get hurt. I mean, that could have ended his career right then and there. I mean, not that he has anything left to prove. That's not the point. I mean, you don't want to see the guy get hurt.
Yeah.
So the other match that I want to get into, and I'm talking to you, WWE Universe, so y'all are going to hear me out on this, is the LA Knight Roman Reigns match. Now, before I get into this, do you have anything good, bad, or indifferent you want to say about Roman Reigns, LA Knight, or the match itself?
All right. Get it out there. I like Roman Reigns. I've said in the past, he's one of those where he makes you forget he makes it real easy for you to forget there's two Roman Reigns. There is the everyday guy, and there's the one that like flips that switch and is the one in the ring and like driving it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like he gets in that ring, you just want to fucking hate him. And then you forget, you see him on these interviews, and it's like, oh shit, he makes you forget.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I like LA Knight, but this one felt just another Sami Zayn Roman Reigns. You knew what was going to happen. It was meh. I wish that they would have had. It seems short. How long was it?
It wasn't very long.
It was a 20-minute match. It really felt shorter. I really hope that they bring it back. They run it back, and it's a maybe like a Royal Rumble type. What'd you think of it?
So I'm trying to find our thing here. Okay, so I have a couple of things to get to here on this. First of all, people are complaining that Roman Reigns has hardly defended the title at all. And I haven't. Yeah, in the last 3 years, he's defending it less and less every year. He's only defended it 5 times this year.
Dude, and it's 11. That's half the fucking year.
So, hear me out on this.
Okay.
Yes, he has not defended it as much as, say, a Becky Lynch, because Becky Lynch seems to think she's putting the title on the line every week. John Cena, when he defended the title, he was putting the title up for grabs every pay-per-view, it seems like. Y'all have to remember, WrestleMania is 2.5 months away. Or no, I'm sorry, not WrestleMania. Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble, yep.
And then WrestleMania is in what, March?
April. Beginning of April, yeah.
Okay, so you don't have much longer till Mania. So all these people that are coming out, oh, well, he doesn't defend the title. He doesn't defend the title. You ever stop to think, moron, that maybe the reason he's not defending the title every single week or every single month is because they're trying to protect their investment with Roman Reigns, considering he's carried the company for the last, I don't know, couple of years. And
I didn't hear anyone complain when Brock Lesnar was doing it.
Right? And not only that, don't forget, Cody still has to finish his story at WrestleMania, and that's what everybody's counting on. We're waiting for Cody versus Roman at WrestleMania. Now, you could go into the argument, well, if somebody gets a wild hair up their ass, he's going to carry the title longer than Hogan. Yeah, you can go that route, but I don't see that happening because everybody wants Cody fight Cody fight, win Cody win. Everybody wants that matchup. Everybody is waiting for Philly, waiting for WrestleMania 40. They're waiting for it to happen. So I don't have a problem with him not defending the title as much as other people. And this is the undisputed universal do a backflip into a somersault, whatever the title they're calling it now. This is for the heavy. This is the big dog. This is the biggest title, the most prestigious title in wrestling, right? So they're protecting their cash cow. Shut up. I did feel like the match was kind of a bust in the sense of it's the same thing, right? It's a couple of clotheslines, arm drags, hip toss, go outside the ring, run around a little bit, come back in, spear, interference, Roman wins. We know the song and dance, and again, they're protecting their investment. But what upset me the most was I felt like LA Knight, when he lost the match, he just rolled out and walked up the ramp, and there was Roman in the center of the ring. I was like, LA Knight's over with the crowd. Why didn't he get more of a ovation from the crowd? Is it because it was Saudi Arabia maybe, and the crowd just wasn't feeling LA Knight? Is it? I don't know the answer. I'm asking. Was it just because it was Roman Reigns and he won yet another title reign? Or title defense? I don't know. So, it baffles my mind that so many people are complaining about. Well, it's another interference. It's the same song and dance because they have to protect their investment. That's all this is, because we're waiting for everybody to get to WrestleMania.
Dude, I fully expect him to still hold the title after WrestleMania. At this point, it's hard not to. There's been so many pay-per-views leading up to last year's WrestleMania where it's like, all right, he's going to lose. He's going to lose. No. And they swerve, whatever. And they lead up to last year's WrestleMania where it's like Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. Oh, is he going to lose? This is the time he's going to lose. And they fucking switch it. And now you have the storyline of, okay, well, as you pointed out, is he going to break Hulk Hogan's record? What is it, like 1,400 days? 1,500 days?
1,600.
Is it?
I think it's 1,600. Might be 1,400. I don't know.
1,474 days.
Okay.
But according to this, he's not the number one guy. You have Bob Backlund at 2,135 days.
Yeah, but let's be honest. Who remembers Bob Backlund?
Okay, fair enough. Number one, Bruno Sammartino, 2,803 days. People remember Bruno, man.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, as you pointed out to me right after last year's WrestleMania, Triple H said the story's never over. It just keeps on going, this and that. You've said at least 8 times, protect the investment. I fully see them having Roman Reigns, as hot as he is. He has such momentum. Mm-hmm. As much as I hate to fucking admit it, I fully see them trying to push it to where he surpasses Bruno. So you're looking at what, like another 2-3 years of a reign?
Mm-hmm. Possibly, yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, and people want to say, well, it's again, it's divided like everything else in this world, but some people were saying, well, you didn't see that with John Cena. Bull crap. Yes, you did. Because you had half the fans chanting Cena sucks, half the fans chanting let's go Cena. And, you know, there were signs. I remember at ECW, there would be signs of Cena wins, we riot. So, and
I am hesitant to say this because it took me so many years to finally acknowledge it.
oh, you're going to acknowledge?
No pun intended.
Damn it.
I actually view Roman Reigns as the next Undertaker, in the sense that Undertaker was used primarily to lift up the other talent. And it wasn't until even after Brock Lesnar's taking out the streak, that placeholder on wrestling, they didn't want the main event. They wanted against Undertaker.
Right.
I believe now, and I've kind of believed it maybe for the last several months. It was after the Cody Rhodes WrestleMania. I'm like, they're not going to have him lose. If they weren't going to have him lose to Cody, it's now he's defended the title, like what you said, 5 times out of the last 11 months, including this Crown Jewel. And you already know he's going to eventually maybe defend it at Survivor Series. They just haven't said it.
Right.
I think he is, in a way, the next Undertaker, where all he's doing is setting up the rest of the talent. He is the face. He is exactly what the company tried to make him be during his feud with The Undertaker, and it didn't fucking work. So, now it is.
Here's my spiel on Roman Reigns, okay? And try to stick with me on this. And I'll give credit where credit is due. And because people want to say, oh, you just stole that from so-and-so. You're damn right I did, because the people that I steal this from or repeat after, their word means something in the wrestling industry. Paul Heyman himself came out and did a documentary when they were talking about Roman Reigns. If you go back to the early days of the Shield, okay, when the Shield started kind of getting over with the crowd, people loved Roman. They loved Dean Ambrose. They loved Roman. They loved Seth Rollins. But they really liked Roman because basically Roman was the muscle. Dean Ambrose was the crazy one, and Seth Rollins was the mastermind.
Right.
That was kind of that was their whole take. So, and I might have my timelines a little mixed up here. So if I do, don't attack me for it. I can't remember either the Shield broke up and then Roman got sick, or it was the other way around. Roman got sick and then the Shield broke up. I don't remember.
Shield broke up and then Roman got sick.
Okay. And then when Roman came back, WWE
they got back together. When he came back, they were together, I think, for like a month or something like that.
Something like that. And when WWE started pushing Roman because the crowd liked him when he was with the Shield. Remember that? Right. The crowd liked him. They cheered for him. They wanted Roman. And then all of a sudden, when he came back from being sick, the Shield got back together for that short period of time they were together. The crowd turned on Roman. They were like, well, we don't want Roman. It's like, and that's my point with the everyday average wrestling fan. They don't know what they want. You want something one day and then you don't want it the next. Yeah. And they turned on Roman, and Roman got pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. I think he wrestled The Undertaker, I think twice at 2 different WrestleManias.
I think so, yeah.
And he beat Undertaker once, and the crowd was pissed. They were like, what the hell is this?
I think they were more pissed about how clunky it was, because even Undertaker came out and said he should not have been in the ring. And the crowd started turning on him. So what does WWE do? The only thing they know how to do. Okay, the crowd's going to turn on him. We're going to turn him heel. And they did that. And then the crowd kind of love him. Yeah.
Now, it's more so the crowd is starting to love him. Now, granted, if you were to ask me as a fan, just straight up fan, yes, I am sick and tired of seeing Roman Reigns win all the damn time. I gripe about it all the time when I watch wrestling. I'm sick of seeing it. But you know what? They're doing it for a reason. They're setting up another story. What's that story? We don't know yet. So, as far as LA Knight, the reason why I have him up behind me is because my question is, where does he go from here? Because he is, I feel like he's still taking off in the atmosphere. I mean, he's still going. So where does he go? Is he going to go after Seth Rollins now? Because Seth Rollins just started up a thing with Sami Zayn.
No, LA Knight. He goes exactly like I said earlier in the show. He goes after Gunther. He takes on he takes over the IC title because his momentum with Reigns is now shot, just like Cody Rhodes was after WrestleMania.
Okay. And again, I'm not going to argue with you on that. I don't think you're wrong. I think that's a very valid point. I would hate for him to just kind of burn out and just be another star that, look, people
look at it from this point. Look at it in this perspective. Sami Zayn had a fucking massive push. Right?
Yeah.
Going into, what was it, Elimination Chamber?
Mm-hmm.
So much so that had to have been fucking match of the year. I mean, that was a phenomenal match.
You're talking about the one with him and
Roman Reigns. Yeah.
That and it's funny because I've said this before. Wrestling has to make sense. If it doesn't make sense, the crowd's not going to get behind it. And if you go back and you watch that match, Roman and Sami didn't have very many bumps. It was a lot of taunting. And the first, I think, 5 minutes of that match, and I could be thinking of a different match, but I think if that's the Elimination Chamber match, there was like 5 minutes where the crowd was just chanting.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just like, this is a story being told in front of our eyes and nothing's happening.
Yep. But see, he goes on to lose that one. And you think, just like everyone else, what's going to happen to his momentum? His momentum dips. They give him tag team titles with him and Kevin Owens.
Mm-hmm.
Sound familiar? Fucking Cody Rhodes loses. He goes through his little fucking whatever the hell that was with Brock Lesnar. But what happens with his momentum? He wins tag team titles. I don't think LA Knight is going to be put in a position where it's a tag team title, but I think they will. If they don't, and I hope they don't, if they don't match him with, say, Randy Orton for tag team titles, then I see them pushing him for an IC title.
I'm so glad you said that because I was going to go somewhere completely different with it. Until you said the name Randy Orton, I was sitting there going, I don't see anybody that LA Knight could tag with that would make sense. But what better person to tag with LA Knight than Randy Orton? Because if you look at Randy Orton, people, I mean, early on in his career, Cody Rhodes was tagged with Randy Orton.
Yep.
Matt Riddle tagged with Randy Orton. Ted DiBiase Jr. tagged with Randy Orton. Now, of course, he's nowhere to be found. But my point is if you're going to put LA Knight with anybody, that is the only person it would make sense, in my opinion.
Yeah. And I hope they don't. Nothing against either one of them. But that seems to be the trend. You go after Roman Reigns, you lose, you become tag team champion for a bit. They did it with Sami Zayn. They did it with Kevin Owens. They did it with Jey Uso. They did it with Cody Rhodes. Come on now, man.
And so now, did you watch Monday Night Raw at all?
No, not yet.
Are you okay with the spoiler or no?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So I didn't watch a lot of it. I watch bits and pieces of it. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the whole thing, so I know about as much as you do.
I know it's set up Survivor Series a little bit.
War Games. So now
Yeah.
we have Sami Zayn, we have Seth Rollins, we have Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso going against the Judgment Day.
Right.
So
and that's going to be one of the War Games, because you already know they're going to have a women's variation of it, or not
right.
variation, but a woman's match of it.
Right. So I'm still confused. And if anybody has any actual decent input, I'm all ears. I don't understand the drive that they are, or the push they are giving Judgment Day. I don't, for the life of me, understand why they have so much gold. I don't know if they're just because they want him to be that much of a bad guy or that much of a heel. I don't know.
I think it's one of two reasons. Either one, they want to establish something else to not necessarily compete with the bloodline, but to be like, hey, there's other stables out there. Or it's because everyone got behind them so quick and so much. WWE was like, hey, these they're hot right now. They didn't need to give them a push. They got that shit on their own.
Now, are they fun to watch? I mean, you go back and you look at the
some of them are.
Yeah. I'm done with Dom.
I'm
done with Dom.
I love watching Rhea Ripley, and I love most of the time I really like watching Finn Balor. Damian Priest, I never was really able to get into him as a performer. I've seen his interviews. The dude's a fucking badass dude. I just can't get behind him in the ring. And this JD guy, fuck him. You know what I mean? I don't know anything about him. I really don't. It's like I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, Rita's fun to watch. I want to see her, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch have a triple threat match. I really do. I think that would just tear the house down. I think that would be phenomenal. But Finn Balor, he's fun to watch, and I do like watching his matches. I feel like he's really gotten away from who he was when he came into the WWE, you know, the whole demon thing. And I know he's a heel, and maybe that's part of it. I don't know. You said his name, and I'm already drawing a blank.
JD?
No, Priest.
Oh, Damian Priest?
Yeah, Damian Priest. So I didn't like him at first. I was like, oh, God, here's another big guy that, you know, talks tough, looks the part, blah, blah, blah. Probably handpicked by Vince. And then I started paying attention to him. Dude's good.
He's very talented. I just can't get behind it for some reason. I can't do it.
And I think a lot of it, honestly, is, I say the lines, I mean, they're not really rehearsed, but just listening to him talk, just like, ugh, dude. Stop.
I think it's because he's a heel. I can't get behind him. I don't know why. I liked watching him. I thought he was really, really good when he first started. But when he left, I forgot why he left. He left, he was gone for a while, and when he came back was the whole Judgment Day shit. Because that's when he did a heel turn. And came out and supported Edge.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I can't get behind him.
Well, and I'm glad you brought up the name Edge, because the last little bit of thing I want to talk about with AEW. I don't watch the product. Never really been a fan. I still to this day need to go back and watch the Cody Rhodes and is it Dustin Rhodes fight that happened, because apparently that match was just epic.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
So I need to find that match. I need to watch it. But if you look at AEW right now, they have Edge, Adam Copeland, whatever you want to call him. They have Christian, whatever he's going by now. I don't know. Adam Cole. Sting's apparently retiring next year, which I am so torn on, because a part of me, we talked about this before. When you think of, you say names like The Undertaker, when you say names like Ric Flair, when you say names like Shawn Michaels, when you say names like Stone Cold, we think of those guys in their glory days, right?
Sting and Lex Luger, man.
Right. I mean, Sting's 60-something years old. I think he's 65. But he's still going. And it's not like he hasn't slowed down. And that's what's crazy to me, is the fact that he can still go. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like, okay, well, he had that major injury at WWE. And there's one thing I'll never forgive WWE for, and it's the fact that we never got Sting versus Undertaker. That pissed me off.
Yeah. I was talking to my cousin not too long ago. I forgot when, but because he was a massive WCW fan. He hardly ever watched WWE or WWF back then.
Right.
It was always WCW. He was always walking around. I remember even, growing up, he would be walking around doing the whole Flair woo kind of thing, right? And I was telling him about our episode for Sting. And I'm like, for the life of me, nothing stands out. And he's like, do you not remember, like, there were, like, in his words, epic battles and rivalries. It was him and Lex Luger going head to head with the Steiner brothers. Mm-hmm. And as soon as he said that, I was like, fuck, dude, you're right. And I had to go back and rewatch that.
Yep.
Dude, that's what I remember Sting. It was the blonde hair, the Ultimate Warrior kind of paint on his face. It was him and Luger, and it was the Steiner brothers, man. That's what I remember Sting.
And see, Sting with me, the one match that stands out, and it's funny because it's pure nostalgia for me. Quick side note: I was super close to my great grandfather. He was kind of like my dad growing up, and he ordered all the pay-per-views for me. And that night when he beat Hogan for the championship, I don't know how old I was. I don't care to remember. But when he beat him, I jumped up because I was to the point as a kid, I was just so over bad Hogan. I was just like, this guy sucks. I don't like him anymore. This guy's a bad guy, and he deserves to just never wrestle again and blah, blah, blah. When Sting pinned him 1, 2, 3, I jumped up and I ran all around the house like an idiot for like an hour. And I was so happy. I was cheering, and I called one of my friends who was a wrestling fan. He didn't get to watch the pay-per-view, so I spoiled it for him. And I told him about it. And this is back when you were still paying $60-$70 per pay-per-view, So that's the one match with me that really stands out. But I got to thinking about it, and just like with your cousin, the fights that he had with Flair, even in the early days, man.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. So, but
you know what? Go for it.
No, go ahead. Go.
No, I was going to go off on a slight tangent. You please continue.
All right. Well, my point where I was going with all that was AEW's got Sting, Adam Copeland, Edge. They brought back Paul White, I think is his name. Big Show.
Oh, yeah. So, MJF, too. I mean, he's...
Look, MJF is an amazing wrestler, but he's such a douchebag.
That's his thing, man.
He's such a douchebag. But I was so happy to see Paul White, and this is where I'm going to kind of get off on a tangent here. And if I go too long, shut me up. I recently found out about something called, through a Jersey Mike's commercial, if you can believe that. It's called Best Buddies. It's basically a thing for kids with intellectual disabilities.
Okay.
IDD. Which my daughter, who's 17, she has IDD. She has an intellectual disability. She's my absolute hero and one of her favorite. She had two favorite wrestlers growing up: Rey Mysterio, because he was little, and the Big Show. She was absolutely just in awe of the Big Show. But to see him come back, I'm like, I keep seeing the memes. I keep seeing the video of him, showing up at AEW. And I'm like, I might have to start paying attention to this. I think was it AEW or Impact?
I thought AEW.
No, it was AEW. Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul White returns. Okay. So where I'm going with all this is Paul White actually does a lot with Best Buddies. And I'm looking at getting Samantha, my daughter, into Best Buddies. I've got to do some research and figure out when they do. They have an Austin location. They have an office in Dallas, but they don't really do a whole lot of stuff here in the Metroplex in Dallas. So I've got to kind of keep an eye on their calendar and see what happens. But I just got to thinking about it. And again, I know this is totally irrelevant to what we're talking about, but how cool would it be for Samantha to actually get to meet the Big Show?
Dude, that'd be pretty cool, man.
So I'm going to actually start trying to watch AEW. I kind of paid attention to it a little bit with Edge, but I can't watch a lot of their matches. I'm just like, and maybe it's because I'm a WWE guy. I don't know, because I was the same way with WCW. I just couldn't get into WCW for the longest time. But I'm going to try to watch it and pay attention to it. They've got a lot of wrestlers I like. Obviously, I've already named them, but I might, have it on in the background while I'm playing Fortnite or something. And for those video game enthusiasts out there, OG map is back in Fortnite. So if you played Fortnite when it first dropped, the OG map is back and heals are impossible to come by.
Dude, I'm already like level 26, 27 on there.
Oh, dude. So I've had, honestly, my best season of Fortnite right now. I had 15 kills the other night.
Oh, let's go.
Some little 9-year-old Asian kid killed me and made me second place. I was beyond pissed. I had to turn it off. But another fun fact, if you're an Apex player at all, starting today, which reminds me, I'm going to have to do the update on my Xbox when we get off here. Starting today, the Post Malone event for the next 2 weeks is out on Apex. So Post Malone has an Octane skin, and I want it so bad. So you can buy it, EA Sports, you freaking scoundrels. You can buy the Post Malone skin for $93. Yeah.
$93?
Or you can complete daily tasks every day for the next 2 weeks and actually complete the tasks and get the skin.
Not worth it for me. Fuck that. Nope.
Now,
not for a fucking skin. Hell no, man.
Yeah, right. Well, it's like, it's Post Malone.
I struggled dropping $20 on Snoop. And that one hurt a little bit, man.
What was Snoop in?
Call of Duty.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't play Call of Duty.
And that one, I was like, I'm like, I had to. It's Snoop. It's like, still, even then, I struggled to. I managed to justify it, but I struggled to justify spending $20 on a Snoop Dogg skin in Call of Duty. I'll be damned if I'm dropping $100 for fucking Post Malone.
So, apparently, according to some people, I have somewhat of a temper. I don't.
You temper? Yeah. No.
Right. Now I haven't broken controller since 2014, 15. I played Call of Duty last year and a little bit earlier this year. And that game almost made me break another controller. So I quickly uninstalled it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I haven't had it installed in a while.
I know they have a new season out now,
Yeah, I'm good.
but so real quick. Shit, I forgot the first thing I want to say. I have a project I want to get your opinion on.
Okay.
So kind of going down memory lane.
Uh-huh.
WWE has literally everything on Peacock.
Mhm.
I am actually in the process of cataloging, like on an Excel spreadsheet, all of the pay-per-views, and then all of the Raws, then the SmackDowns.
Oh, Jesus.
I am tempted to start from the very fucking beginning and just watch everything in order. Because back in the day, you didn't have like a weekly show like Raw where it built everything up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they did, but it wasn't that often, especially since you had pay-per-views before right after WrestleMania. It was WrestleMania, then WrestleMania 2, and then it was Survivor Series.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to wait a year for a fucking pay-per-view.
Right.
But then they had I forgot the name of their weekly show. But I kind of want to start in the beginning, man. What do you think? How awesome would that be to go back and watch the very first Raw, which is on Peacock, and dude, just relive the attitude as it's playing out, man.
Oh gosh, dude, that would be so awesome. I do it. Go for it. Go for it.
I'm halfway with catalog and everything.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember what shows were out, because you also had Cyber Sunday, which they turned into like one or two pay-per-views. You had the Saturday night or Saturday
main event, I think it was.
Saturday main event.
Then you had
Tuesday Taboo.
I don't remember that one too well. I remember the name. I don't remember the show. And then I know they had Sunday Night Heat.
That's right.
Because
it's hard to because they had so many damn shows that came and went. It's hard to kind of like catalog everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Google it in chronological order.
Oh shit! Because I mean, I'm looking at it right here, and so WWE programming. So weekly in-ring shows: Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, NXT Level Up, and then main event.
Right.
And then they have recap shows, seasonal shows, pay-per-views, and then others. Okay. So right there, we said main event, NXT, and then the two flagship. What happened with the other shows that we named? They're not on here.
Huh.
What were the weekly WF shows?
Oh gosh, I'm so glad Google can correct my spelling.
All-Star Wrestling.
I vaguely remember that.
Championship Wrestling.
Yep.
Saturday night's main event. We already knew that. Wrestling Challenge from 86 to 95. None of this shit was listed on the list that I had, man.
All American Wrestling, World Championship Wrestling,
Friday night's main event.
Yep.
Here's Heat.
Velocity. You remember that shit?
Oh yeah, I remember Velocity.
That Velocity became to the SmackDown brand what Heat was to the Raw brand. And then, of course, you had ECW. WWE Superstars.
Yep.
From 09 to 16.
Saturday Morning Slam, 205 Live, Mixed Match Challenge, NXT UK, Tuesday Night Titans, Live Wire, Access, Tough Enough, Attitude, Confidential, Diva Search, Legends of Wrestling from 2006, from 06 to 12.
Yeah.
24/7.
But I mean, see, that just
Proves my point right there that it's going to be difficult going back to like everything. So I'm going to miss some shit. But I don't know, man. I kind of want to focus maybe on Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, whenever that came around, and then the pay-per-views. Including ECW. Because you have to include ECW. I mean, shit, they had like what 3, 4, 5 years of the 3 brand pay-per-views. I mean, you have to include it.
And then you had the year that Undertaker went after Batista for the championship, and it was because he got to choose who he wanted to go after. It was John Cena, Bobby Lashley, or Batista, and he went after Batista that year.
Yeah.
And then there was a talk show they did for a while. It's like when podcasting kind of became a thing. It was like I don't remember the name of the show. It was like Crosstalk or something like that. But it was one of my favorite promos of recent time. And it was Daniel Bryan and The Miz. And I think right there in that moment is when The Miz kind of became The Miz on the mic. And it really made him who he is today.
Oh, that heat with Daniel Bryan when he called him a coward or some shit.
That, and if you go back, that I don't think you can't convince me that was planned.
Daniel Bryan literally said he got up and walked away because he thought Miz was really going to hit him.
Like that whole
and Miz didn't know what to do. He's like, dude, and Miz on the same thing. He's like, he sees Daniel Bryan get up. He's like, okay, is Daniel Bryan going to hit me? No, he's walking away. Why the fuck are you walking away? What do I do? And he's just like fucking talking.
He was throwing daggers, man. But I'm telling you, man, I don't even know at this point this late in his career if The Rock could hang with The Miz on the mic.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, The Miz is just on a different level right now. So, but man, I've got nothing else. It's been a fun show.
Yeah, man.
I got to rate this beer. I forgot to do that.
Rate it. I've been drinking my water.
So we said 1 to 5, right?
Yeah.
So Fiesta Fresca, Margarita Seltzer, 7-point APV.
I've had it before. I would rate it a 4.
You know what? I like that rating, and I think that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with a 4 as well on a scale.
I haven't had it in the can, but I've had it like straight from the tap, dude. I would give it a 4. I like it.
I do like this beer. And you know, it's just like a long time coming. You know, it's a 7%er, so this is one of those you can just crack open.
But it's not going to be for everybody either.
No, it's not.
If you're not a big fan of seltzers, and I'm not, it's not going to be your cup of tea.
Right.
But that one, surprisingly, that one was really good. I liked it.
Now, you and I have to talk about this off air, and I know we've talked about it. We haven't done it. If I'm feeling brave enough in the month of November and some things can kind of go our way, I want to do a live podcast from Denton County Brewing.
That'd be cool.
But November is going to be a tough month for us for personal reasons. I'll tell you more about that off air, but
dude, I think the next couple of months is really, in all honesty, if we are going to really do it right, I would say January at the earliest.
January, really? It's gotta be cold, man.
So what? You don't think
whiskey?
They have indoor.
Whiskey doesn't do good in cold.
I'm thinking for us to plan it out right, make it like a really like a nice special fucking. I'm thinking maybe January.
Okay, January.
Get past the holidays, let everything kind of reset.
Okay.
Have the bank accounts kind of build back up after the holidays.
Okay, so I'm not going to get into too much of this on air, but I broke down all of my payments from truck to, biggest to smallest.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever pay attention to all the miscellaneous tedious shit that you pay for, $6 for Peacock, $12 for Spotify.
Oh yeah, I have it all broke down.
Dude, it's fucking insane.
I got a email, or not me, but Jen got an email from Netflix saying that they're gonna bump up the cost to $22 a month, 22 and some change. And so the one that we got, it was simultaneously watch on 4 devices, and it's the 4K.
Right.
We're already paying 21 and some change a month for Netflix.
Fuck.
So going up a buck, it's a buck, right?
Right.
But it seems like every time and I was telling Jen this, every time we turn around, it seems like Netflix, someone is bumping up. It's like a buck here, $2 here, whatever. And we're just like, it's $1. We'll do it. But it fucking adds up. I'm like, I'm perfectly fine canceling my Netflix.
I only keep Netflix. Now, granted, I think we use Sam's account for Netflix because I don't have a Netflix account. But the only thing I watch on Netflix, aside from Sly, which we talked about at the beginning of the show, I'm a huge Stranger Things fan. Mark my words, Eddie Munson is the hero of Stranger Things.
It sucks we have to wait another 2 years to see the final season.
I keep seeing memes saying Stranger Things coming soon. Like, are they going to do it sooner?
No, they can't.
Oh, fuck.
Dude, they couldn't even start writing the scripts until the writer's strike. And the actor's strike is still going on.
Oh, God.
So that right there guarantees no season 6 or 5, whatever season it is.
5.
No season 5 next summer when it was supposed to come out.
I know Sam's going to roll her eyes when I say this, but Eddie Munson guitar solo, one of the best moments in Netflix history. Just saying it now.
It's the greatest air guitar solo performance ever, bro.
No, he wasn't. No, that was really him playing. No,
was it?
Yes, he learned how to play it. Dude, I'm telling you, I did my homework. He learned how to play that song. But Stranger Things, and then of course Cobra Kai. I got caught up in it. I can't help it. It's nostalgia.
I've never seen that one.
It's corny as hell, but it's great. It's the corny that I like. It's right up my alley. So I got caught up in it. It's a lot of teen drama, but Johnny's my hero. But all right, man, I've got nothing else. 4 out of 5 for this beer here. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. Unfortunately, we only have one left, and it's promised to not me. So,
well, hell, if anything, go out there on Saturday. Get some more. We might be out there.
Well, we got all 4 kids this weekend.
Oh, that's right.
And I think Cassie's got a Veterans Day choir thing, and then I think we're going to the little fair they're having.
Gotcha.
So I might try to sneak up there Sunday, though. We'll see.
All right. Well, if I see any, I'll try and snag some for you.
Okay, cool. Well, if they have any more long time coming, I'll take that instead, because I only have 2 left and I refuse to drink them yet.
I'll go looking.
All right, man. It's been fun.
Hell yeah.
And you know what? Here, let's see what we got here. No, not doing that one. Oh, here we go. 70s porno music. This
wow.
Right. All right, we're gonna end on this. Some calm, smoothing sounds.
The fans know you have a stripper pole right there behind LA Knight's face. That's your green screen. There's a stripper pole behind there.
There really is. There's a stripper pole right behind my green screen. No lies. So until next time, I'm Whiskey.
Brews.